Hello, everybody, and welcome back to W.M.S.T. This is our 11th episode. Let's introduce you to the cast. We've got Editor-in-Chief Ziggler.
Yo, what's up, Syed?
What up, what up? And we got back again, 2 weeks in a row, the man himself, Tyler.
Hello, hello. I'm not a part-timer.
Not anymore. And we've got Hound.
What's up, boys?
And the man with no gimmicks, Cam.
Hi, audience.
Hi. And as always, I'm your host, Syed. And we're going to get started. We're going to talk about Shazam today. So last week we did our non-spoiler reviews, and this week it's all spoiler talk for Shazam. So I'll get us started. As you guys know, I really liked Shazam. It's definitely on top of my list for best DCEU movies. It actually really surprised me, to be really honest. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it turned out to be, but you know what? I'm glad. It's a huge W for Disney. Sorry, my bad, not Disney. DC. And yeah, so here's my spoiler talk for Shazam. One of the things I really like that this movie did was hide one of its biggest, I would say, spoilers, and they didn't advertise this at all. Now, I don't know how much this affected the movie, but I thought it was a really good surprise. The Shazam family coming to full fruition at the end, as everybody in Billy's foster family turns into the Shazam family. And I know a lot of people are familiar with them from the comics, but seeing them on screen was really dope. Like just seeing them together and Billy's arc coming together and seeing them on screen was absolutely crazy. So yeah, I really love the Shazam family, and just their dynamics were really cool, and I really liked it. And that brings me to Billy's arc overall. I thought it was really heartbreaking the way they set up his arc, and Asher Angel did a pretty good job portraying the emotional weight of the movie, because a lot of young actors can falter in that regards, but I think he did a really good job. And as you guys know, like, Billy gets lost in the carnival or whatever, and then his mother doesn't find him, but then it turns out that his mother did find him. It's just she left him with the police. That really just
That was
got to me.
crazy.
Yeah,
I cried
I mean,
in the scene.
it's actually kind of a dark theme if you think about it for a kids movie, and I really liked it, but it was so heartbreaking that moment. And when she tells him, like, hey, I was a teenager, I couldn't possibly raise you, and he was just like in that moment he realizes his mom isn't this perfect idol that he thought she was gonna be, that he was searching for all over Philadelphia and stuff. So in that moment he realized his real family is the new foster family he's with, and that just leads to the amazing third act. I thought that was very well done. Another thing I wanted to quickly talk about for the spoiler talk was the boardroom scene. I feel like it's probably my second favorite scene in the whole movie. It's absolutely crazy. Like, Dr. Sivana is just a really menacing character. He's probably one of the best DC villains we've seen. And yeah, his arc is also really well done, because he was the first one teleported to the Rock of Eternity to potentially become the next Shazam, but the wizard sees like he's not pure of heart, and that just drives his whole life to seek this place again. And I liked how his obsessions cost his dad his legs and stuff, and like they just hated him for that. And in that scene, he just comes in and just chucks his brother right out the window. Like, everybody in my theater, the 2 times I saw the movie, every time they just went like, "Oh my God, did he just throw him out the window?" Like, everybody was shocked. And like, just to give you guys an idea of how dark this scene is, the second time I went to see this movie, as soon as the scene started, there was like a dad. I think he was with his daughter or something. They were sitting right beside me, and I think the dad saw the movie beforehand. And as soon as that scene started, he just covered his daughter's eyes before the seven deadly sins came out of Savannah.
Oh,
So
that's so
yeah,
adorable.
he covered her eyes and stuff. So I was like, yeah, that just shows you how dark the scene is. And you see
And
you
also, the
see
creatures could be scary to kids.
right, exactly. And I mean, the creatures
Yeah,
even
they're like
did some really
upset.
scary. Yeah, they did a lot of scary stuff. Like one creature ate like the guy's head like on screen. Like you can see his teeth going around his neck and him just like eating it. That was pretty horrifying. Uh, yeah, just overall, that scene was very well shot too. Of course, as we know, David F. Sandberg.
Hold on. How is it that this looks more darker than Marvel's Venom movie from last year?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. Like they really took a lot of chances with this movie. Like it wasn't all happy-go-lucky kind of thing. They did do a lot of things that they trusted their audience to understand, and I think I really appreciated that.
Yeah, I'd
But
say
yeah,
it's darker than Venom.
yeah, that's very true. And like just the way he shot the scene, David F. Sandberg, was really amazing. Like the shot of them outside of the boardroom when they're like banging against the window is absolutely like actually terrifying. Like I'm surprised he took a scary movie element into this movie. Just crazy, honestly. So yeah, I would say probably my second or my favorite scene in that movie. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the some scenes I want to talk about for Shazam, and my rating still stands 10 out of 10. All right, so with that, we'll go with Ziggler now.
Um, I'm happy that you liked the Shazam family thing, and probably a lot of other people liked it, but not me. I didn't really like it because it just made Billy Batson less special now that everyone
Yes.
is Shazam, and I think they probably should have saved that for the sequel or in the third movie or something like that, or maybe in the Justice League too. I mean, I know he needed help fighting the seven deadly sins, but still, it just made Shazam, Billy Batson, less special now all of the foster kids, probably 5 or 6 kids now have all the Shazam powers, and it's all right.
Yeah, I think it actually completed the arc of him. Like how in the movie he was like, "Oh, this family is nothing. I want to find my real mother."
Yeah.
Like it completed the arc of him realizing that family is as important as it should be.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, but I think that he could have completed that arc, maybe in the sequel, and they can have that moment in the sequel too.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, definitely.
And also Shazam is officially getting a sequel now, so.
Woohoo!
And also I want, and you didn't mention this when you were talking about it, but Superman's cameo. We all know it wasn't Henry Cavill.
I knew somebody was going to bring it up.
We all knew it wasn't Henry Cavill. I wish it was Henry Cavill because I love Henry Cavill as Superman, but it wasn't him because they didn't show his face at all. They just showed the suit and the fucking symbol, and then the whole moment of that thing was Freddy's reaction when he saw it. He was like, "Holy shit!" He didn't say that, but he probably wanted to, was about to, and it was pretty awesome.
True.
And I wasn't expecting Superman to come. When Shazam came into the lunchroom and he says I brought, what did he say? I brought a friend or I brought someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting him. I was kind of wanting Batman because I love Batman or Aquaman or maybe Wonder Woman, but I didn't think it was gonna be Superman. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie. It was still alright, and yeah, it was definitely more dark than I thought it would be. Yeah, it was definitely more dark than I thought it would be. And that scene when he does throw that guy out of the fucking window, me and Sean started laughing holy fuck! We did not expect that. It was laughing what the fuck is this? My god. But yeah, I know I'd probably give it a lower score before, but now thinking about it more, I would probably give it a 7.8 out of 10.
That's actually the same score you gave it last
Oh,
week.
shit. 7.9. There.
A whole 0.9 up, a point 1 up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, sounds good, man. All right, Hound, go ahead.
Okay, so I love this movie, and I love the Savannah scene where he is at the like skyscraper, the boardroom. I love that scene so much. It's so dark. Like I went there because I didn't know what to expect. When he threw him out the window, everyone just gasped. Like what? Like and they didn't show a shot and then like, oh, is he okay? Is he not? Everyone just assumed he dead because he literally got thrown out a window. And the seven deadly sins came out of the Dr. Savannah's eye. They looked scary because they looked like real. I'm pretty sure they were like puppets or something. That I just love that scene so much. And the scene
They were clearly CGI, but go on.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Like when for the up close shots, they were puppets. I'm pretty sure. And
You mean prosthetics?
yeah, prosthetics, puppets, whatever. The director makes a cameo in when the crocodile wearing the suit. So and that was like a puppet.
It's a caterpillar.
No, like in the director he do you remember with all the doors in the movie?
Oh, was he in that scene too?
Yeah, he was the crocodile.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
thought you were talking.
he posted on his Instagram.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the end credit scene in which.
Oh yeah, with that crocodile family,
Yeah.
and they're wearing suits or whatever. That was weird.
Okay. Anyways, I love the references to the Justice League. Like, if you notice, in almost every scene, Freddy's wearing like a different shirt of like the Justice League: Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, but not Flash, which is kind of bullshit. Anyways,
He has a Superman backpack.
yeah, the end of the movie where Superman just shows up was perfect. That's like one of my other favorite scene in the movie. Like I didn't know what to expect either. Superman just shows up and I was like, what? Because like for all my life I've hated Superman because I thought he was like super OP and like I thought he was like boring AF. But then in Justice League at the end when he like comes back and he's like beating the crap out of Steppenwolf, I was like, yo. Superman is super cool. I love Henry Cavill as Superman, and it sucks that like now I like Henry Cavill as Superman. He's like not Superman anymore. Like, jeez, my luck.
Not confirmed, but go on.
Yeah, I love that scene though. Anyways, it's just like amazing. Also, the Shazam family in my theater, people clapped like when there was like smoke, and then you can see the 7 lightning bolts. Everyone in my theater was clapping. Don't know why, because I guess it was a cool scene. Like I'm with Ziggler on this one. I didn't like it. I don't really like the idea. Like it really does make Billy less special when there's like 7 other versions of him, and it makes the Flash kind of less special because of the purple girl. I don't know what her name is.
Oh, here's the. Can I intervene with that? Okay, sorry. Here's the thing with that, because Shazam, as you know, has all these different powers like wisdom of Solomon, speed of Mercury, strength of Hercules, or whatever. You know, all that power, right? So that's 7 total powers. Now, the thing is, Zachary Levi Shazam has all 7 of those powers.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Each member of the group has one power.
Yeah, it
actually.
has a power.
Right.
The green guy was.
So the green guy
was super strong.
Yeah.
The gray had some type of powers. The purple girl can like run really fast.
Yeah, the red girl has wisdom, and the blue one, which is Jack Dylan Grazer's one, he can fly. So each of them have one skill. Yeah.
His reaction as a superhero, like what? And he was like flying. That was a really nice emotional special scene.
Yeah.
For Freddy. But yeah, I didn't really like it. I don't like the idea anyways. And like even in the end credits, well, not the scene, but like where the drawings are, like they freaking outran the Flash, even though it's not canon. Like that just made me more mad because the Flash is supposed to be literally the fastest man alive. That's
Well,
literally his thing.
He still is. Like,
Tell
it's
that
not
to
like
I know.
Superman.
like
No.
Mercury. Like speed of Mercury is like just meaning like, oh, it's like really fast, but not the Flash fast. You know,
I
DC
know,
still
but
has
I'm
the
just saying.
Flash. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got you. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just saying.
yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it for my like spoiler talk. Oh yeah, the post credit scene. I'm actually excited because like I have no idea what's going on. Like the caterpillar thing, don't know who.
Yeah.
I think his name
So
is Mr. Mind.
it
Don't
is.
tell me.
Yeah.
Don't tell me because I kind of want to be surprised for Shazam 2 because
Right.
for Spider-Man Homecoming I immediately knew that was the Iron Spider suit, or for this movie I know what this exact thing was. Like for Shazam, like they're gonna go through the 9 realms or something like that,
7
like
realms.
7 realms. That's like, wait, what? And then the doors were also a thing. Like I want to be like surprised for Shazam 2. Hopefully
Yeah.
was actually confirmed. And yeah.
Okay, so the thing with Mr. Mind is he's actually one of the classic Shazam villains. He like talks to people through this thing he has around his neck, like it's a freaking
Yeah.
caterpillar. It's not
Yeah,
that
that's so
powerful or
crazy.
anything.
He's
Yeah,
a freaking talking caterpillar. Like what?
yeah.
Oh yeah, in the
I mean,
movie, it was super weird because he has super big eyes. But then when I was like searching him up and seeing like a video of him or like comics, his eyes were like super small. I don't know if
yeah,
that's like another part of the like body or I don't know.
yeah.
I give it an 8/10.
Same score as last week. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
perfect movie.
All
Go
right.
watch it, everyone.
Tyler, go ahead.
All right, I don't really have too much to say about this movie since you guys covered a lot of it.
You can repeat
I'll
it. It's
just
fine.
go ahead and say the Shazam family thing. I actually kind of liked it. It was just a fun scene to see all of the foster kids come out and act as superheroes. And it was kind of weird with the older sister. I don't remember their names. The older sister kind of just
Oh.
disappeared.
Mary.
The one wearing red.
Yeah, the one wearing red. She kind of just disappeared
Yeah,
in the last fight. She didn't do
Mary.
anything.
Her name is Mary.
She was pretty
Mary.
hot.
But Zachary Levi was good as Shazam. I liked him a lot, and I'm really glad he's getting a sequel. If that was confirmed, you guys said. The boardroom scene I thought was good, but I thought the CGI was not the best, honestly, I'll say. And what else was there? It was funny when Billy first got his powers. He was still trying to figure everything out with all the tests. That was a good scene. I like that. With Queen playing in the background. And in my opinion, it's one of the better DC movies, obviously. I would say out of the current ones, it's only behind Wonder Woman. Woman is the best one. So ranking it, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. And yeah, that's all I got.
All right. So with that, our score is still the same from last week. 8.5 out of 10. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Stayed the same from last week.
Still super high. If it was
Yeah.
just an 8 out of 10, I'd be like, all right, that's okay.
All right. So with that, let's review Hellboy. Ziggler is the only one here today who has seen it. So here's Ziggler's review for Hellboy.
Yes, I saw it yesterday with Sean, but his ass is not here. I don't know why. He's fucking sleeping in or some shit. It's what, midnight o'clock? Yeah, midnight o'clock. I said that. Hellboy. David Harbour was good as Hellboy. He was the best part of this movie. With that being said, it was not as good as I wanted it to be. I mean, I still enjoyed some parts. It was just not, I don't know, it just wasn't as good as I really anticipated it to be. Like, the first two Guillermo del Toro films with Ron Perlman, those were better than this, but David Harbour's Hellboy is more badass than Ron Perlman's. I can tell you that right now. His Hellboy is more badass than Ron's, and he was literally the best part of this movie. And this movie was rated R, and the other two were PG-13. And yes, they do take advantage of the R rating a lot because it is really gory. And I fucking love gore. I love blood. But this movie, it was just unnecessary gore. Like, they just threw blood in it just for the fuck of it because it was rated R. Like, it wasn't like earned gore like Game of Thrones or Deadpool. It was just like, for the fuck of it, just fake blood. And the blood looked fake. And the CGI looked pretty fake too.
So they're just doing gore just for the hell of it, like
Pretty
let's
much.
say your average slasher or horror movie.
Yeah, they were just doing gore because they had an R rating to it. Like
Instead
it
of-
wasn't earned like some movies. It wasn't earned, and a lot of the jokes didn't land either. And I mean, it was more like demonic and more like scary than the first two. But yeah, it pains me to say that it wasn't. I mean, I'm probably never gonna watch it again. I'm probably not gonna buy it. The best part of this movie was David Harbour, and if he had a better script, if this movie had good writers who can tell a good story like Venom, then it would have been a great movie. Like I'd compare this to Venom because Venom was like a below average movie. This is below average too. Tom Hardy and David Harbour are the best parts of those films. If they both had great screenwriters who can tell a great story, that movie would have been way better. But sadly it didn't. And I would probably give this movie a 5.7 out of 10. Pains me to say that, but
5.7. Yeah, I'm surprised because let me just ask you a follow-up question. Does this movie stay true to the Hellboy comics, you think? Because that's what a lot of people were talking about. What do you think?
does it stay true? I believe a little bit. I mean, David Harbour. I just think that David Harbour's version of Hellboy was more badass than Ron Perlman's, and
Right.
he even like looked more badass. Like
Yeah.
even like there were some good like fun fight scenes in it, but a lot of the CGI looked pretty bad.
Right. And how was Mila Jovovich as the main villain?
I mean, she was alright. Like she was like not like she was just there. She wasn't like a compelling villain, you know.
Oh,
Like she wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't like a compelling villain like a Thanos or a Killmonger.
Yeah.
No, she was just
she's
there
a
in
great
the
actress.
background.
Yeah, I thought she would do really good. She was
Like
a great actress.
I don't even know her name in the movie. I just know her by the Blood Queen.
Oh yeah,
Like she's like freaking she's like the dark elf from Thor: The Dark World of
I was
this
gonna
movie.
call
Like,
her that.
yeah, I
Whiplash.
I don't even know the dark elf's name.
Lulu,
in
the
Thor:
Dark
The Dark
Elf.
World. What's the dark
Malekith.
elf's name? Oh yeah, Malekith. Yeah, that's his name. See, but yeah, I say just probably wait for it on to come to Redbox or Netflix, and yeah.
Yeah. So 5.7 is our official rating for Hellboy.
That
All
pains
right.
me to say that, but
All right. So with that, let's continue our Road to Endgame reviews. This week we're gonna talk about Black Panther. We're just about 2 weeks away from Endgame. It's really exciting time for a lot of MCU fans. Definitely the hype is building up, and next week we will get to Infinity War. But this week we're gonna talk about one of the biggest hits of 2018, Black Panther. So I'll just go first with my review. So one of the best things about this movie is definitely Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. Like he definitely commands your attention. He's kind of like a silent assassin. He's got that kind of vibe, and like he just owns the screen when he's on it, and he does. Of course, he debuted in one of my favorite MCU movies, Civil War. He was really badass in that movie, and so and he really carried that same badassery into this movie. So yeah, he was definitely the best. I would say the second best character next to Killmonger. But yeah, other than that, speaking of Killmonger, the family drama in this movie is really surprising to me. Because sometimes you go into these movies, I usually keep my expectations at a reasonable place to not overhype myself. But I wasn't expecting this movie to really go into a lot of fine details when it comes to the Black Panther story arc and explore his character origins the way they did. I feel like the way his family casted his other Black Panthers, T'Challa's dad, killed, of course, his brother. That arc was so like heartbreaking, and the way they turned it around and had Killmonger come back there and challenge for the throne was absolutely amazing. So the family drama is definitely really good in this movie. Other than that, the score of this movie is absolutely it's one of the best MCU scores. Kendrick Lamar did a absolutely phenomenal job coming up with the score for this movie, and it won an Oscar deservingly so. That's the only Oscar I would say this movie deserved. Other than that, my negatives with this movie, there isn't a lot of negatives with this movie. I thought this movie was well directed and well acted and had some really good story arcs going on. Just the CGI wasn't good at all. It was good in some places, but dodgy in a lot of places. And that attributes a lot to Ryan Coogler working on a big budget movie like this for the first time. So I think for the sequel, he'll probably get better at handling that part. But yeah, overall, the CGI wasn't well utilized, especially the end battle. Didn't really look that good, very dark, and just looked very
It looked like a video game.
Yeah, Chris Stuckman actually last year compared the fight to how they were falling down and fighting below the ground.
Yeah, that was a PlayStation 2
with
game.
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, how they were falling down, and I'm yeah, that looks pretty similar. But yeah, just the CGI was pretty terrible. I think that was the worst part of the movie, but that's not saying much. Also, since we talk a lot about suits on this podcast, I did prefer the Civil War suit for Black Panther to the movie suit, the Black Panther movie suit. But it's not too different. Just the chain is different. I don't know why, but that made a lot of difference for me.
Yeah, me too. I definitely like the Civil War better too.
Yeah. And just the last point I wanted to talk about this movie was I still can't believe this movie was ever considered for an Oscar. Now here's the thing, right? When the Academy doesn't even consider The Dark Knight for an Oscar, I don't think Black Panther should be anywhere near an Oscar, to be honest. So in that regards, this movie did get pretty overrated over the course of the year. But yeah, that's just something I wanted to bring up. But yeah, other than that, I'm gonna give this movie 8 out of 10. So with that, let's go with Cam. Let's go with your review.
I've been wanting to do this for the longest time, actually.
It's true.
You have your Civil War, you have your Ragnaroks, you have your Iron Mans, and this is probably one of my favorites. Black Panther is the movie that will whet the appetite for many fans before Infinity War. It's actually one of my favorites in the MCU, one of my favorite late era MCU films. But the reason why I gush about it so much, or why I've been wanting to do this review so long to the point where the guys on here are kind of irked, is the fact that a ton of time, attention, and effort went into it. This movie didn't win Best Costume or Best Production Design for nothing. A ton of time and studying African culture, art, style, and lore went into it to make it stand out on its own. And you can tell with the visuals of the city and some sets, what the characters wear, what the characters are speaking, a African language, and even having the African sound in their voices. It even goes with the score as well. African drums, beats, flutes, and horns go into the score. They even use some trap elements into the score as well. In fact, the composer for the movie, whose name I'm not going to pronounce because I'll sure as hell butcher it, for the movie actually went to Africa to do some research for the score. Soundtrack is also one of the better ones in the MCU. It may not be the 80s flavored hits and obscurities that Guardians of the Galaxy have, or the 90s pop and grunge of Captain Marvel, but it stands out, mainly curated by Kendrick Lamar and his label of Top Dog Entertainment. Only 3 songs are actually used from the soundtrack, including credits. Technology and the weapons in the movie is also amazing. Makes you want some of that stuff in your own life, like the blanket shield, for instance. It isn't the average run-of-the-mill Blade Runner futuristic type of stuff. They make their own material, and it works and actually stands out. Deep breath. I may gush on all day about the set design and the score and how all the stars should have won a Grammy and how Chadwick was great as T'Challa, but the real show stealer would be Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger, one of the best villains in the cinematic universe, up there with Hela, Loki, and Thanos. But then again, Thanos essentially is in a league of his own. Meanwhile, lost in the greatness of Killmonger is the fun little bits from Ulysses Claw. He was also in Ultron, but it was a small 2-bit role compared to here where he's one of the main antagonists. And to conclude with all this, 9th highest grossing film in history, 2nd highest grossing film of last year behind what else? Infinity War. It's a movie that I love just for the hard work and maximum effort that went into it. But you could say that about any other movie. You could say that about The Room or Birdemic or Door to the Dark World. But those aren't good. This is good. Panther gets an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10. Sounds good, man.
Also, I
All
have
right.
another thing.
Sure,
I
go
was
ahead.
actually have a story behind all of this about when the first time when I saw this in theaters. Near the end of it, there's a scene where Ross wakes up with the surgery and stuff.
Yeah.
We all had to evacuate the theater for a fire alarm scare. After all was fine, we went back in and then they played it where it left off.
Oh. Well, at least they played it off from the time you guys left, so that's good. That's all right. So with that, let's go with Tyler's review for Black Panther. Go ahead, Tyler.
All right, Black Panther. It's a pretty good movie. Chadwick Boseman. Wow, that was bad. As Black Panther is really good, but my favorite is for sure Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger. He is one of the best villains, probably after Thanos, obviously, and Loki, I would say. I'd say he's top 3 after them, too. Like Syed said, the CGI in the last fight gets really bad, but it has a lot of good moments. Examples, some of my favorite scenes are the waterfall fights, especially the one where T'Challa loses.
True.
Even though we all know he's coming back, but still, it's a really good scene. The new characters like Shuri, Okoye, all of them, they're all really good and fantastic, and they make a good impact on Infinity War. What else do we got in this movie? The car chase scene, that is one of my favorite scenes in the movie, for sure. And like you guys said, the suits, I for sure prefer the Civil War suit over this movie suit. I don't know what it is. I think I like the mask. I feel like I don't know if it's different or something, but I feel like the Civil War one is a lot better. What else do we got for this movie? Not too much. You guys covered a lot of it.
Oh, you can repeat stuff. It's no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really it. All I got for it. I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. All right. So far, all 8. All right, so let's go with Hound with your review for Black Panther.
So this movie's actually a lot better than what I remember. The fight scenes were on point. The pacing was so good. The villains were just fascinating to watch, like Killmonger and Claw. And after rewatching, they kind of wasted Claw. I was really excited to see him since he was in like Age of Ultron. Now he's back, and he was only in the film to like die and get like die an hour in and get dragged into a car by Killmonger, and uh and I mean hopefully he comes back in like Black Panther 2 or 3, and maybe he returns as the Living Sound or something. I think I do like the suit he wore in Civil War much better than the one he wore in Black Panther and Infinity War. It feels more real. There's more if like he when he wears the Civil War suit, he feels like more beefy, more like strong. Like when he wears the like his new one, he is like too skin tight and he looks too skinny. He kind of looks like Spider Man when he's wearing it, just like a skinny kid. And and I didn't like how they like uh fake killed T'Challa because when he got thrown off the waterfall, it was kind of like why. And the fight with Killmonger was pretty cool, like at Warrior Falls. I think that's the name of the place. But anyways, awesome scene. The camera, the cuts, everything, and the reactions from Shelby and the mom, just on freaking point. And and when Killmonger died, it was just a beautiful scene with the sunset and the music. And when he said that iconic line where he knew death was better than bondage, like, wow, what a freaking Sunday or whatever. And the way T'Challa takes down the plane in the third act when he like comes back from the dead, that kind of that like that reminded me too much of Lion King, to be honest. It just did, and from the rest of the third act kind of just falls apart for me. And hopefully in the future, uh, Black Panther gets a cape on his suit because in the comics he looks really cool with a cape, and hopefully he dates Storm in the future. And that CGI fight was just horrible. Hopefully they do something way better than that in Black Panther 2 because that was just literally the only thing that's wrong with this movie. And like if they didn't have that and they had if they had Warrior Falls, like something like that again, this movie would have been worthy for an Oscar, maybe. But hey, who knows? That's it. I give it an 8 out of 10.
All right, another 8 out of 10. All right, Ziggler, go ahead.
All right, I just want to start by saying that it's just a tad bit overrated, but watching it again recently made me love it more than I did in the past. There are a lot of positives and a lot of negatives. Like the CGI, sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's bad. Like it's cartoonish, like the final battle scene, like you guys said with Killmonger and Black Panther. And then when Killmonger uh, uh, takes that knife that was in his chest, he takes it out, and it just looks so bad. Like he takes the knife out of his chest during the sunset. It just looks so bad, the CGI there. And one of the scenes that kills me is when Killmonger. Yeah, I mean, it bugs the hell out of me when Killmonger slices the throat of one of the women warriors, and there is no blood whatsoever. And they show that shit in slow motion, and there is no blood when he slices her throat. Like you can't just do like a little bit of blood. I mean, I know it's a PG-13 movie, but there's already a lot of blood in this movie from like battle scars and shit from earlier. Now, with that being said, I love the intro with Njabu telling the story of Wakanda, Vibranium, and the 5 tribes to Killmonger. The animation was so cool for that, and it was cool watching it in an IMAX theater. The opening scene with Black Panther was badass as hell, too. Also, Killmonger's opening scene was badass as well. Just showing like what he's like made of and shit. And also want to point out that a minor flaw concerning Killmonger. During the first act, you see Killmonger in that badass scene, then he disappears for like 45 minutes. Then when he does appear again, you actually forgot he was in the movie, like I did. But he does.
True.
But when he does return from that 45-minute hiatus, he comes back so goddamn badass. Michael B. Jordan just steals every scene he is in. He's with his first meeting with T'Challa was so badass. It's one of my favorite scenes. Was his first meeting with T'Challa. He's like, "Ask who I am." Like he said that. Yeah. I loved a lot of the characters too. I loved Okoye, Manape, Shuri, Killmonger, Zuri, played by the legendary Forrest Whitaker, was great as well. And like Syed said, yeah, the score was beautiful, and it definitely did deserve that Oscar. It did. And the movie had a good message as well on how it's hard for a good man to be king, as T'Chaka says to T'Challa, and how, yes, you are going to have to make hard choices and decisions, and you may even hate yourself for it, but you have to do what you think is right for your nation. And T'Challa does not like the idea of sharing their technology with the rest of the world, because he's afraid they will lose their way of life if they do. But his love, Nakia, and the antagonist, Killmonger, does. And Killmonger Killmonger was a great villain, but also he was understandable villain, just like Vulture, just like Thanos. You understand why they're doing what they are doing, and kind of want to side with them, but they don't. When they're not doing it the right way, like
Going
they're
about
not
it the wrong way.
Yeah, and that's what makes them villains. Also, I wanted to say Andy Serkis is just fucking brilliant at everything
Legend.
he does. Yeah, I love
Legend.
Andy Serkis as Ulysses. What's his name? Claw?
Claw.
Yeah.
Claw. Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. And I'll give this movie a 7.9 out of 10.
7.9 out of 10.
The
Okay.
ultimate B plus movie.
The ultimate B plus movie. I like that. So yeah, with that, I mean, okay. So everybody except Ziggler gave it an 8. It's gonna come out to a 7.98 out of 10. Do you guys want to round
my
it to an
God.
8?
It's
You
a
guys
B
wanna-
plus player.
You guys want to
B
round it?
plus movie.
Yeah, sure. 8. Yeah, I'm okay with 8 out of 10.
All right.
I mean,
So, yeah.
it was overrated. I'll be
I
honest.
mean, it has
I
its
loved it
flaws,
before.
but it's
Yeah.
great.
All right. So you know what? We'll just give it an 8 out of 10 because we're kind of annoyed how it's 0.98. So we'll just give it an 8 out of 10.
Wait,
All right.
Speaking of things that
Wait, what was
speaking
that?
of things that have flaws but ended up being great, WrestleMania.
Oh.
Speaking of B plus players, yep.
All right. So yeah, thank you for that amazing segue, Cam. We're gonna start talking about WrestleMania now. It was a long show, but we did it. I'm pretty sure some of us watched all 8 hours of it. So I'll just start with my review for WrestleMania. I really enjoyed it. Unlike past WrestleManias, I felt like this WrestleMania, past as in like the last 2 WrestleManias, they had more. They gave the crowd and the fans what they wanted more in this WrestleMania than the last 2. Rollins winning, Kofi winning, Becky winning. 3 choices that were probably gonna make or break this WrestleMania, and I feel like those 3 matches are pretty much the foundation of this WrestleMania, the backbone that people are gonna remember for a very long time. Especially Kofi, as you know, we've talked about this on this podcast extensively, how great the story has been, how much we're hoping Kofi to win, and when he finally did win, it was absolutely amazing. I was watching it with one of my casual WWE fan friends, but he's a big Kofi fan, so he was surprised that Kofi was in a title match. He was super hyped, and I was super hyped. And when he finally won, we both were just like jumping up and down. We were like, "Yes, this is crazy." But yeah, that's the one match. Brian Kofi absolutely tore the house down. Brian, of course, has been on a tear as a heel, and this WrestleMania really solidified his run as the ultimate bad guy on SmackDown. So this match is definitely something me and like other people are probably gonna go back and watch a lot from this WrestleMania, as it's a moment that I'll probably never forget, seeing Kofi win the WWE Championship, and of course be the first ever fully black WWE champion. So that was absolutely crazy. Other than that, the other standouts would be the opener was pretty good. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. It was a bit short, but it got the job done. I feel like I would have hated the match if Brock won, but seeing Rollins win was great. The main event between Becky and Charlotte and Ronda Rousey was really good. I feel like it was picking up pace at the end, but that surprise roll up finish really just it came out of nowhere. Like, I was glad to see Becky win, but at the same time there was part of me like, I wanted a more definitive ending to WrestleMania. That's what I felt like. Uh, but yeah, other than that, also Miz versus Shane was really good, and of course Miz Dad, the ultimate meme, probably gonna be used for a few months now before we forget about it. Uh, but yeah, overall this Mania had really good moments. There's a lot of matches to go through, so I'm gonna let the guys go through their favorite matches now. But yeah, those were my favorite matches. As for a score for this WrestleMania, I'm definitely going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. The negatives being it was too long and there were some matches that weren't necessary on the card. Other than that, this could have been a 10 out of 10 WrestleMania. But for those reasons, I'm going to give this WrestleMania an 8.5 out of 10. All right, so with that, let's go with Tyler's review for WrestleMania. This is his first wrestling-related topic on this podcast. Go ahead, Tyler.
It's historic.
First of all, I know, historic moment right here. I feel like the Kofi Daniel Bryan match was for sure the match of the night. You covered that pretty well. That's the story I followed mostly going into WrestleMania. It was just really entertaining seeing, because when I got back into, or not really into wrestling, but started watching it again, I was really confused that Bryan was the heel and that everyone was hating on him. Well, not hating him, but booing him. Because when I stopped watching, everyone just loved this guy. So it's really cool to see him as a heel again, like 2012, that run. The main event, I will be honest, it was kind of disappointing in my eyes. Just it kind of ended out of nowhere. I honestly did not expect it at all. Just a roll-up pin after that giant feud they had building up. I did think it was kind of funny that Ronda hurt her hand, not that she got injured, that she called the whole thing fake or whatever it was, and then she went on to hurt her hand. That was pretty funny in my eyes. Another bit I liked was that Paul Heyman coming out during the Hulk Hogan thing, just coming out saying, if we're not on last, we're going now. And that's something I can believe with, like, Brock Lesnar. I can feel like Brock Lesnar does not want to spend all night there, like all 5 hours or however long it ended up going, just to lose the title. I can see that. Other
Makes sense.
Things that happened. I really like the John Cena coming out, the Doctor of Thugonomics coming back. I was really hoping a Taker appearance would happen, but I'm kind of glad they kept it off. It's a nice little break, but he came back on Raw the next day, so that was good. Other good moments. I'm running out here. Let's see. What else happened? Let's see. What other matches were there? The Kurt Angle
Batista Triple H
was good. Yeah, that was good.
Batista tripping on his way to the ring also.
There's always something with that guy. But yeah, I thought Batista Triple H was a good match. Just it went on for a little too long, but there was a lot of good moments actually. Miz and Shane had good moments and just ended. It was a good ending too. I was kind of surprised that Shane won, to be honest. because Shane never wins anything, it seems like, from what I watch, just WrestleMania recently.
I don't know if it
And
was you or Cam. Somebody was like, "That's the most Cleveland way of you losing."
that was me that said that, yeah.
It was the both. It was him first. I stole it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was funny to see them as his dad in the ring, too. That's a meme on my phone already. And any other matches stand out to me? Not really.
I think you pretty much covered all the standouts.
AJ and Randy Orton.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty good one.
Oh yeah, AJ and Randy Orton. The best part was the match was good, but the best part was the crowd chanting to shut the lights off. But
Yeah.
That's the only downside to it.
Yeah.
okay, but yeah, when they turned the lights off, that big pop, it was just funny. But yeah, for sure, the match of the night was Kofi, Bryan. Just it was on fire. The crowd was on fire, and yeah. If I had to rate it, I'll go with an 8 out of 10. I was sports entertained.
Sports entertained. I like that. All right, 8 out of 10. All right, so with that, we'll go with Ziggler's review now for WrestleMania 35.
I think easily the match of the night for me was the SmackDown Tag Team title match. I mean, that match was just fun. It was fast. It was exciting, and it was just the best match of the night for me. I was more entertained by that match than any other match on that card. Now, the best moment of the night is without a doubt Kofi Kingston finally winning the WWE title. That was the best moment of the night. The match itself was not that good. I mean, it was alright, but it wasn't like good. It was just a little above average to me, but but the moment itself was great. And I thought Bryan was going to kick out that first Trouble in Paradise. I thought it was going to take a few more Trouble in Paradises, but I'm glad he won finally. And also again with the Becky thing, they botched that finished. Fucking Ronda had her shoulder up at the count a 1 or 2, and I think it would have been better if Becky Lynch would have submitted Ronda Rousey with the disarmor. I think that would have been a better ending of WrestleMania, but what are you going to do? Also, it was just, I guess it was an alright night of wrestling. I mean, I also like the fact that Rollins and Lesnar kicked off the show, but I wish it was longer than 2.5 minutes. I mean, I wish it was one of those matches with Lesnar had with Bryan or Styles or Punk, I wish it was a long, maybe 15, 20-minute match, a great back and forth match. But it wasn't, unfortunately. It was just suplex, low blow, curve stop, win. That was it. But it was still good. I'm still happy. I'm really happy Seth won the title. And yeah, also the Demon Balor. Did anyone mention that yet?
Nope.
Yeah, Demon Balor. Yeah, I guess he was there. It was a 4-minute match. Yeah, nothing really to say. I mean, I didn't like the Demon.
All I
that
remember
much.
was a power bomb.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did powerbomb him, right? Yeah. I mean, I didn't like the Demon paint on him that much. I liked his NXT paint better, but the match itself was fun. It was fast. It was kind of a little I don't know. I've only seen it once. Yeah, it's not fun. Yeah, it's not fun. It was just fast. It was a little breather, I guess, for the main event. But yeah, all in all, I'll probably give it a 6.5 out of 10 because it wasn't there was no match of the year contenders on it. As you say, with a Wrestle Kingdom. I know comparing NJPW to WWE is just don't fucking do that. But
Comparing ice cream to horse manure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like there are like tons of like match of the year candidates on Wrestle Kingdom, and there are literally no match of the year candidates at WrestleMania. Like none whatsoever. Like the last match of the year candidate at WrestleMania was probably Taker versus Michaels. That's the last one I can think of that was match of the year candidate worthy. But yeah, all in all, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10.
6.5 out of 10.
It was an alright
All right.
show.
Pretty alright show, yeah. I agree with that. Alright, Cam, go ahead with your review.
This was a fucking endurance test. I watched all this in one sitting, and somehow I didn't lose my mind during it. But I did like it. There were a lot of good things about it. But just to get it out of the way, the flaws. 8 hours is way too fucking long for a show.
Too long.
You can't do that shit, man. I need a chance to actually sit up and use the bathroom. I mean, but then again, Endgame's gonna be 3 hours long. But hey, 3 hours of several years of watching 3-hour Raws has prepared me for that.
True.
The flaws that for it, besides the length, were the many filler matches that were in it. I mean, we didn't really need Angle Corbin, and we didn't need the IC title match, to be honest. Like, you could have just trimmed those as fat. Reigns McIntyre, it was at best. I'm thinking of, the U.S. title match. It probably would have went on for longer, but Ray injured his ankle, so that's why it went a minute. I mean, you could have cut it, but could have gone longer, but injuries had to rear their ugly head. The things that I actually liked about Mania were, I did like the fact that the opener and that Rollins Lesnar opened the show. Sure, it went on 2 minutes, but you gotta open with a bang. AJ Orton, despite the turn the light off chant and many fans not getting a chance to see it because of the lights, it actually wasn't that bad of a match. Tag titles, barn burner. Shane Miz was at best. I was barely paying attention to it until they just decided to just superplex each other off of scaffolding. They could have left the women's tag title match. No one's mentioned that. Iconics. Hound, you should have mentioned it. Your girl won something. And the real highlight of the show is, of course, Kofi Kingston winning the world title. It was one of those things that I'll never forget, and probably for some when the event peaked. The match that actually would have fatigue set in would be the No Holds Barred match with Hunter and Batista. Sure, him tripping in the entrance was the highlight of it, and him getting his nose ring ripped out on some Orton bullshit was fine, but it went on too long for me. The longest match in the card actually went over 20 minutes. It went so long that I shit you not, the main event went past the midnight. It actually hit over 12 o'clock midnight on the East Coast. 25 minutes later, and Lynch ends up becoming champion. I'm glad that Lynch is champion. I'm glad
crowd
that they
was
finally
dead for that too.
Pulled the trigger on it, but the crowd was basically spent on it.
Right.
That's why the pop was so.
At least they pulled the plug.
Yay, she did it. As for the finish, I don't know if they probably botched it. I was expecting the match to go on for longer because it was starting to pick up steam, and then they just end with crucifix pin and Rousey gets pinned. I'm looking at a video right now while I'm talking. It shows that Rousey got her shoulder up, but they're probably not gonna mention that until Rousey shows up again. Finish was probably gonna be Blanche making Charlotte tap out rather than the crucifix pin.
Yeah, the crowd was it was just a sigh of relief when she won. It wasn't like a yay, she won, like a loud pop.
They weren't sitting on needles and pins watching this match. It's can we get it over with? Can you just put the belts on Lynch so we can go home?
True.
But despite its flaws, I actually enjoyed it. great matches, moments. I got what I wanted. I was sports entertained. But don't do 8-hour shows again. We have lives. We have things to do.
True.
My rating is a 7 out of 10.
7
Like
out of
7
10.
just for the filler, just for the the filler matches and the length.
Yeah. And I just noticed something when you were talking about the show. The show's technically, well, the main show started with Seth Rollins winning and it ended with Becky winning. And those are two people who claim they are the man. So it's pretty interesting.
And another thing, they spread it out too. All three
Yeah.
people winning their titles, beginning,
Yeah.
middle, end.
Right.
And also, it was just a 5.5-hour show, not including the pre-show. So
Right. Should still be 4
Still a long
hours,
time.
realistically.
Like,
Yeah.
do 4 hours just like the old days.
Right.
Like, we can't sit through this shit for so long.
Yeah, at least it was a good ending on like the last 3 with Roman.
True.
Like, at least it wasn't. At least it was better than last year's ending, where they just
True.
got so long-winded to the point it was like, end the match already. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. Hound, are you back? You ready to do your review?
Yes.
All right. Go
I
ahead with your
mentioned
review.
you in my review.
3 words. Best WrestleMania ever. I love this WrestleMania. Okay.
No,
Let me
19
talk.
says hello.
When my hand
So
goes
does
up,
WrestleMania
your
30.
mouth goes shut.
Where's
Yeah.
your hand? We can't see you.
Ooh.
It's just a call.
did you just quote The
No.
Miz?
This
Okay.
motherfucker.
Okay, let me go on. I love the shot of the show with Alexa and Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's theme song is just amazing. I love singing to it. And then Paul Heyman just comes out, and then boom, we just saw it going. It's just like immediately, like like it's just happening right now. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar.
Was that
And
the only one not excited about Hulk Hogan coming back?
Yeah,
you
I
know,
wasn't either.
I love
Like, big deal. It's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk hosts real quick. At least The
Ha
Rock
ha.
restarted a match at 27. At least the New Day brought the Hardy Boys back. Boo. Oh, big deal. You brought out Hulk Hogan.
Haha. He said Silverdome again. Oh my god, I'm laughing so loud.
Hilarious.
Okay, that was pretty cringy.
He said MetLife Center this time.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah,
said-
Yeah.
when it was funny
Noticed.
because it says MetLife Stadium in the background of the picture.
Alexa
Right.
Bliss should have brought out Andre the Giant from the dead.
Oh, I honestly thought
Ultimate
that
Warrior.
Nut Life Stadium. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I love how Seth Rollins just freaking kicked Brock Lesnar's ass. Brock Lesnar's best matches in present day WWE are the best when Brock's wrestling for like 2-3 minutes at best. He hit him with 3 clubs on. Seth Rollins, my favorite wrestler. So glad he finally got the Universal title, and it's just amazing. The second match, I don't know what it is. I think it was like AJ Orton. That match was pretty decent.
You are correct, sir.
I still think that the best reversal from a phenomenal form into an RKO is either Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber. I think, yeah, Elimination Chamber or sometime between Mania and that.
Yeah, Chamber was the one with the ropes and the I think it was the Go Home episode, whichever episode is that Kevin Owens segment was the
Yeah, like-
catch one.
Like AJ went to go for a phenomenal form, and then Randy just hit him with an RKO. No, and it didn't really AJ wasn't on the ropes still. Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, my girl, the Iconics, freaking won the tag titles. I filmed my reaction. I don't know what it is. If I could find it, maybe Ziggler could put it in right now. Anyway.
No.
Anyways, I love that moment so much, and I see everyone in
not-
the IGWC be bandwagoning on the Iconics because before WrestleMania, no one ever said a thing about the Iconics. Nobody. But now
People have. I don't know who you're following.
I love
but
the
people
Iconic
have.
duo. I
no
love
one
those
ever,
two.
No one ever posted pictures or even talking about them. And I think I follow most of the people in the IWC. Anyways, and now immediately after they win, everyone loves them. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm a fan of them now," and now Peyton Royce is getting all this love. Billy Kay
Okay, so
getting all
everybody,
this love.
Hound was the only fan of Peyton Royce and Billy Kay. All right.
Sounds
I
good.
yell
hey,
a lot.
also, Sasha is a crybaby because she's upset because she lost a match at last minute. You've been in WWE for years now. That should be like a normal thing for you for like last minute things. Like every time like a wrestler like leaves WWE and they like do a shoot promo, they always talk about last minute changes. Sasha should be used to that right now, and apparently she's gonna quit. I hope she doesn't quit, but maybe I hope she kind of does because WWE's been treating her
Please
kind
don't
of like
leave.
shit. Yeah.
She's
'Cause,
also upset that she has like a combined 2 days.
What about a 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen match?
Yeah, that match.
What about a Becky Sasha rematch?
Oh, anyways.
Oh, that'd be good. Shit. Yeah, they haven't.
What about
they,
Sasha
they haven't
winning at
wrestled
Mania
since NXT.
32?
Okay, wait. My turn. Anyways, Andrade's a dumbass
Oh,
for eliminating himself. Like, are you serious? What? Like, what was that? Uh, it's weird to see Andrade and Charlotte dating. That's pretty cool, I guess. And also, I recommend Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch's like ship name or whatever be the Men because Sasha or no Becky is the man. Seth used to be the man, so together they are.
We don't talk
Men.
shipping here. We're not fangirls.
Please, yeah.
Right,
Edit
let's-
this out.
Let's stick.
Okay,
Let's
Let
stick.
me, okay, let me get
we
Let's
are
stick to
men,
WrestleMania.
except for Hound.
Triple H.
Stay on
versus
topic.
Batista,
We're editing this shit.
but Triple H versus Batista went on for way too long. What? Okay, anyways, it went on.
The men.
Anyways, it went on for way too long. Like,
Lame.
yeah, it did. And like I thought the best part of the match was when like Triple H was like running at Batista. He jumped on the steel like steps, bounced off, hit Batista in the head with that sledgehammer. That was like one of the best part of the match. And I'm glad that Triple H
He
did-
Roman Reigns them.
Yeah. And I love how they spread apart the matches. Like I don't know who said it, but like I really like how they did. Like start of the show, Seth. Middle of the show, Kofi. End of the show, Becky. Messy. Like also, I was in the bathroom when Becky won, and it felt like weird. Like oh, she won. I don't know. It felt kind of anticlimactic because I was watching on my phone. So yeah, I don't know. I loved Kofi's match. I thought it was quite good, super intense because I did not know if he was gonna win or lose. So glad he won, and his sons were in the ring with them, and then Xavier, freaking he was about to cry, his nose scrunched up, and then he revealed the title. He revealed Kofi's new president, and it's the new WWE title with Kofi side plates at Mania.
You know you don't have to go through every goddamn match, right?
I'm just going through the matches that like excited me.
So all of them. All right.
At least I did it and got through them quickly.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not going through them quickly because you guys keep interrupting me. Anyways, that's it. I think. Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
All right, sorry, my bad. Yeah. So, what's your official score for WrestleMania?
To be honest, 10 out of 10 makes me super excited for. Hopefully, I can go to WrestleMania 36 next year.
All right, sounds good. So 10 out of 10 out of 10.
Tyler,
Best-
the goddamn goat.
Yeah, Tyler's just wild in here. Okay, you guys might be surprised by the score, but the score averages out to 8 out of 10 for WrestleMania 35.
Okay, I'm out of here.
That's fair, I guess.
Alright. Yeah, pretty. I mean, it's 0.5 lower than mine, but I agree with it. All right, so with that, let's keep this moving along. We're
I'd
gonna
rather
talk
watch
about.
Hellboy again.
Wow.
I mean, that
Yeah.
won't waste 5 hours.
Yeah. All right, so now we're gonna talk about the Joker teaser trailer that came out, I believe, 2 weeks ago. It's got a lot of people talking about it. So I'll go first. Just like everybody, I loved the trailer, and the fact that this movie is gonna be rated R is really exciting for me. A rated R Joker movie, like like unthinkable even like 10 years ago. It's crazy the times we live in. And that's actually brings me to another point. DC is very versatile, in my opinion. They always try out different tones. They're always they take fan input and try to improve, even though sometimes it's not the best effort. But I do appreciate it, and I feel like Warner Brothers and DC are one of the few studios that can release a movie like Shazam and Joker in the same year. It's absolutely crazy. And of course, Joaquin Phoenix is going to be great as Joker. He looks really menacing in the trailers, and and I don't know, like the vibe the trailer has is really just exuberant, and I feel like the performance is really going to warrant a Oscar, which a lot of people would argue he should have won a long time ago. But I feel like this role is going to get him there. The last point I wanted to talk about was the movie taking influences from two really well-known movies in Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, both of which have Robert De Niro in it, and he's also in the movie as a talk show host. So that's going to be pretty fun. Uh, the influence comes from like those two movies have something this movie is going to have, where Joker, Arthur Fleck in the movie, is down on his luck, trying to provide for his mother and stuff, and he takes liking to this comedy act, and eventually, all this stuff happens. He goes mad. So there's some references to those two movies, and this is going to be absolutely crazy. It's going to be unlike any other DC movie or any other comic book movie. I think it's going to be really awesome, and I can't wait for October to come along. All right. So with that, I'm going to go with Cam now with your thoughts on the trailer.
I watched the trailer and ended up thinking, well, this is weirdly relatable. Like it has a weird little mental health narrative to it. Like with him going mad as time goes on. It's like society is basically pushing him and pushing him and pushing him, and then he's gonna push back.
Yeah, that's very true. It's got that element going for it.
That's basically what happened in the trailer.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, but it's gonna be. You're right, though, Cam. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see how they speak about mental health, which is such an important topic nowadays. True, it's a very relevant point, and it's interesting when movies take a past setting and go through the topics that are still related to today. So it's a
Like
kind of
mental health is usually one of those topics that's like taboo in a way. It's like, oh, I don't care about your mental health. I care about me. I don't care how fake happy you are. I only care about myself.
right.
There's also a thing in the trailer where you see Joaquin Phoenix jotting down like jokes in a notebook, and it says, the
Yeah.
worst part about having a mental illness is people expect you to behave as if you don't, and that's so goddamn true.
That's
Yeah.
the one. That's the quote that stuck with me.
Yeah.
Right in the
That
feels.
stuck with me too.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie I agree with you guys, just has so many thematically out there kind of vibes to it. It's gonna be really interesting to see, and to see them pull this off. Hopefully, it's really good. And Ziggler, do you have more thoughts?
Yes. I love Joaquin Phoenix. He's one of the greatest actors of all time, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys all think, but I think he's one of the best actors ever.
Absolutely true. Yeah.
This will be the first movie I see him in, so I have no.
What?
Bruh.
You gotta see Gladiator. You gotta see Walk the Line. You gotta see fucking
I've
Alright,
never
anyways,
heard
back
of
to this.
any of those movies.
Okay, get out of here. I'm kicking him out. I'm just kidding. Yeah, This trailer was so goddamn good. I just want to take a little second to talk about the poster. The poster for this movie is just a thing of art. It's just a thing of beauty. This poster for the movie is a masterpiece. Like, I love every little thing about the poster, and I love little thing about the trailer, because already 2.5 minutes in, Joaquin Phoenix is a better Joker than Jared Leto. And even in 2.5 minutes, it already shows like in like the one of the first scenes in the trailer, you see him like walking up like some steps, like hunched over, all sad and shit. And then you finally see his transformation at the end of the trailer, walking up those steps in his clown makeup, and he's all dancing and happy and shit. You already see that transformation. You already see that wonderful acting by Joaquin Phoenix, and it's just marvelous to look at. And I just cannot wait for this movie, because I know I'm gonna love it, and I know it's gonna be one of the best comic book films ever.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Perfect release date to
Also-
October.
Yeah. Also, I love the makeup for the Joker. I love it,
True.
and also I love his laugh.
Yeah. Aesthetically too. Like, did you see how well shot the trailer was?
Yeah. The trailer looks, like the way it was shot. It just looks so good. I mean,
Yeah. Todd Phillips is a great director.
yeah. I just love everything. That trailer and the poster is just perfect. I love it, and I hope the movie is perfect like that too.
True. Yeah. All right. Hound, go ahead.
I am very curious in this movie, and that's it.
Just curiosity. Yeah, you're gonna love Joaquin Phoenix. Another movie you should check out of his is Signs. That's a really good movie.
All it takes is one bad.
Oh, also
day.
you should see Her. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't heard of any of these movies you guys are mentioning.
Her is a really good movie.
What's
Signs
it
is a
about?
Shyamalan movie.
Yeah.
What's it
Yeah,
about?
but you should see Her. Her is it's really good.
What's it about?
It's like in a future, Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with like an AI almost, like not really like a Jarvis, but it's a woman. It's Scarlett Johansson's voice.
I'm curious. Ooh.
Well, that's
Yep.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check it out too. Yeah.
Well, this is Her.
That seems
It's on
pretty
Netflix,
interesting.
I think.
Oh, it's
For sure.
Maybe I'll watch it today or tomorrow.
Yeah. And
Oh, yeah, I
Tyler-
saw Silence of the Lambs yesterday. Great movie.
Oh. Yeah,
The one
yeah,
with
it is.
Anthony.
Also, you see how fucking skinny and bony he is in the trailer too.
Yeah, that was so disgusting. You see his back,
Yeah.
and then you see him in his underwear, and
Nasty.
his chest.
And
you
also
see
when
his
he
ribs.
visits young Bruce Wayne at Wayne Manor. I mean, not
Oh,
I
Wayne
was
Manor.
gonna mention that.
uh,
You should
Yeah, that
talk
was
about
awesome.
it more.
yeah, that was awesome. And also, he's gonna kill everybody in that talk show with Robert De Niro, just
Like
like
the
Dark
comic
Knight
books.
Returns. Yeah, nobody's gonna walk out of there alive.
Oh,
Just
it's
like
gonna
in
be
the Dark
crazy.
Knight.
That's what I just
People are-
said.
People are gonna
Yeah.
be so offended by that scene if that happens. It's gonna be crazy.
Wait, what? Wait, they're gonna be
It would be
offended by
so
Dark
awesome if
Knight?
they actually do that.
That'd
Yeah.
be a cool
Wait, do
moment.
what?
Yeah.
If Joker kills people from a TV show,
Yeah, on the TV show. Yeah, like
Right?
the live
Yeah,
crowd.
in front like on like a talk show, like he did in the Dark Knight Returns.
yeah, I
Comic
saw a
book by-
clip of that.
Like, is he just gonna start firing at people?
Yeah, that clip,
No rushing.
that specific clip showed up in my recommended feed like yesterday. So I guess my phone could tell.
But yeah, nobody's gonna make it out alive in that talk show
That's gonna be crazy.
except for
it's-
Joker.
Yeah. And Tyler, your thoughts?
I don't really got too many thoughts on it since it didn't show too much of the story, which I'm glad. But some things I'd like to point out: the makeup, I love it so much. It looks really good, and I just gotta say, I feel bad for Jared Leto. Poor guy. Got stuck with awful writing, and he's stuck between Heath Ledger and in Phoenix now. So
He's
Poor
the
guy.
redheaded stepchild now.
I know.
Tyler, are you gonna cosplay as
Phoenix Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix's
I-
Joker and change your picture
I want.
to that
I'd like
one?
to. It looks cool.
'Cause
I already
right now
recommended
you're
it
out
to my
the way,
girlfriend
too.
to do it, cause she's the one that does it. I don't know how to
I
do
mean,
that.
it's pretty easy. Just white paint
Yeah.
and then blue, I think.
Yeah, I'm
white
not the one that
blue.
does it all. She does
And
it all,
red.
so.
Red.
Yeah.
No, I think the nose is like an actual button thing.
He
I
has
think
a, he has a, he has the red smile, I think.
Oh yeah. He
I think
does.
so.
You guys remember like back in like 2008 and stuff, like and 9, like Heath Ledger's Joker was like the cosplay for Halloween. Very
No,
popular.
I don't remember.
Also,
'cause I was a literal child.
Everybody saw Heath Ledger's Joker's makeup. Everybody instantly hated it.
Hated
They
it.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody instantly hated Heath Ledger's Joker's makeup, and then they saw the movie, and he was like, "Holy fuck, this is perfect," and it was perfect.
Yeah.
That's why
So
I
I
never
guess
judge an actor like right away.
Before-
When people
before
when
the
Ben
movie comes
Affleck,
out.
Yeah, when Ben Affleck
That's what a
was
lot of
announced as
people
Batman. They're like, why
Yeah.
Ben Affleck? And then look at him now.
That's what a lot of
People
people
love him.
said about Joaquin Phoenix's makeup too. When we saw that screen test from Todd Phillips on Instagram,
Oh, yeah.
like a while back, everybody said like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And now it's like, okay, it looks pretty badass.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess that's gonna be a popular cosplay, especially because the movie's coming out in October, and it's gonna be really
Oh yeah,
popular
it's
then.
not October.
I don't
5th.
think
It's
I've
that.
ever seen anybody cosplay as Jared Leto's Joker.
Yeah, never.
I
Did
think
you
the
haven't been
best
on-
costume.
It's probably
this
gonna be
time- or
that
the-
Captain Marvel, Shazam.
The best
and-
costume was gonna be from us. Families that dress up just like that.
Ooh,
Oh
that's
yeah,
creepy.
that, yeah.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, very excited for the movie.
Yeah, why
the
we
whole
need
cast?
Star Wars.
Not this week. Okay.
It's an
So-
awful
I'm so
subtitle
sudden,
though.
that's
Star
why.
Wars, Rise of the
Emperor's
the
New
Rise of
Groove.
Skywalker. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
The Emperor's
We
New
have-
Groove.
We have more important stuff to talk about on this podcast, Hound, like the NBA playoffs this coming weekend. Yes, I'm super pumped for it. Hound, you want to join me?
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
All right, sounds
So,
good, man.
Michael Magic Johnson
All right, let's kick it right
Next.
now.
with Kobe Bryant.
Michael.
Kobe Bryant is coming out of retirement and he's gonna win it for the Boston Celtics.
Okay.
He's
How
gonna win that
you're
NBA tournament.
Who the fuck is
Michael.
Michael Johnson?
He's a Michael Johnson. I'm dead.
Wait,
Yo,
isn't it
Oh,
Magic
no, Jackson
Johnson?
and Jordan.
I don't know.
I
He
know
makes sense, this
Michael.
player.
I know Michael Jordan. He played for the Celtics, right? I'm just kidding. Yeah, he played for the
I know
Bulls.
there's a basketball.
No, he played for
player
the
named
Tour Squad.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then he played golf and then baseball for some reason.
He played for the
Yeah.
White Sox.
yeah. Yeah, I'm just
Go
gonna go.
Boston.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go through the series that I'm most excited for and overall predictions for the whole thing. The series that I'm excited for the first round is, to be really honest, I'm really excited for Philadelphia and Brooklyn Nets in the finals. I'm sorry, in the
In
first
the
round.
finals. Dang.
Yeah, I mean that can't be possible, but yeah, the first round. I think that's gonna be a really good matchup. That's gonna be a really fun matchup. But yeah, overall, what are other matchups you guys are excited for, Tyler?
I have not. I'll be honest. I have not watched much basketball this year, just because I've lost interest in it.
Yeah,
But looking at the bracket, the most
Yep.
one I am excited for is probably in the first round at least Portland versus the Thunder.
that's
he's got a lot
gonna be a
of-
good one.
Yeah, you just got a lot of big names. Paul George, who had an MVP caliber season. Westbrook, who is Westbrook. And then on Portland, who has always been one of my favorite teams on the West Side for sure.
True.
You got Damian Lillard, who is super underrated, one of the best players in the West, honestly. Does not get enough recognition. Oh my lord. Edit.
Recognition.
Yeah. CJ McCollum. Who else is on the Blazers now? Who's over
Uh,
there?
they have a really good center named Nurkic, but Josip Nurkic, but he got injured.
Yeah.
Like he fractured his leg recently, which is a
All
big
right.
blow for them.
Well, yikes. Are we doing predictions or no?
Yeah, who do you think is gonna come out of that series?
Well, since you said that, I feel like I'll go with Portland in 7.
That's a pretty bold prediction. I kind of want to agree with you, but at the same time, it's one of those things where I feel because the OKC actually swept Portland in the regular series
Oh, well, yikes.
4-0. Yeah, but you know what? It's a good matchup. All 4 games
Yeah.
are really close. I see OKC winning in about 6 games, all because of Damian Lillard. I think he's gonna push it to 6 games. It's one of those things because OKC pretty much got the matchup they wanted, and it's pretty much a guarantee now that they will see Warriors in the conference finals. That's gonna be a crazy matchup, I think.
Yeah.
And Cam, what matchup are you looking forward to?
I'm looking at the bracket right now. It's mainly just the 3 and 6 seeds: Philadelphia, Brooklyn, and Portland, OKC.
Yeah, those are some good matchups.
Like
Who do you-
along with Tyler, I've actually lost interest in the league. Like, I've mainly been following it, but I haven't just fully sat down and watched the game. But the playoffs do look fascinating.
Yeah, who do you think is
Uh,
coming out of the series for both series?
Like, I'll just predict the whole conference finals ordeal. Milwaukee is gonna go through Detroit, so it'll be Milwaukee, Boston, Philadelphia, Toronto, Oakland, Houston, OKC, Denver.
I can agree with that. The one thing is though, I feel like it's gonna be I think Milwaukee and Toronto in the conference finals. I feel like Toronto's gonna get it done. I have this just weird feeling that Toronto's just winning the whole thing. Like I feel like they will go to the finals and upset the Warriors. What do you guys think about that?
Strongly disagree.
Maybe it'll be like Detroit. I keep bringing this up on this podcast, but Detroit and Los Angeles in
Yeah.
04.
True.
This is so weird without LeBron.
Yeah,
It's
LeBron's not
weird
even in the
without
playoffs.
Cleveland in general.
Yeah.
I mean, I expected no Cleveland from the moment LeBron left. So,
I wasn't expecting it either. They're a disaster area,
yeah.
but not as much as a disaster area as not Oakland, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles is a dump. Like I'm talking about
LeBron's
Lakers, not
coming
Clippers.
LeBron's coming
Clippers
back
have
to
actually made
Cleveland.
it. They're facing the Warriors in the first round.
Right.
Yep. LeBron's
I mean,
coming back
they're gonna
to
get
Cleveland.
mollywopped,
Big
but like
time.
it's gonna be like a good
At
series.
least they made it.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
They're gonna
But
get their participation trophy.
True. Yeah. So I'm pretty much predicting Raptors to go all the way. Tyler, who do you think is going all the way?
Well, I have the Warriors in the West for sure. And then, man, the East, that is so weird to think about. Now that LeBron's gone. It's between the Bucks and the Sixers. I think I don't trust Toronto.
True.
Fuck LeBron.
Wow.
Leave LeBron alone.
You didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I found the Raptors fan.
He's
He's
just
a
trying to
good
make his
person.
He's just trying to make Space Jam 2 and his album and dip.
Are you making it up?
Between the Bucks and the Sixers, I'll go with the Bucks, and then the Warriors will beat them.
Yeah. I think Bucks inexperience. If Bucks make it to the finals, their inexperience is probably going to cost them the finals.
I mean,
I
that's for
can't-
most of the teams in the finals.
Yeah.
Or in the East, I mean. The Raptors, they have Kawhi, who's been there before, obviously.
And
but-
one. Yeah.
Yeah, and won. But who in the East has been to the finals? Like barely anyone.
Yeah. Only the Raptors have been the closest in the recent years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all-
they've been.
all new contenders.
Yep. It's weird.
And Cam, who do you see going all the way?
Bucks, Warriors, and Warriors just win again.
Yeah, it's
For
a
better
sad
or for
reality.
worse.
Yeah, I'm also inclined to pick the Warriors, but I have this like thought in the back of my head saying, you know what? I feel like Raptors are gonna get it done. They're experienced. They're hungry. If they don't win, Kawhi's probably gonna leave. So they have a lot riding on this playoff series. I mean, this whole playoff. Like, if this playoffs don't go well, like they don't even get to the finals, like it's gonna be rebuild time for them. Like it's that important for them. So I feel like they'll get it done, but we'll see.
I could be betting money, but I'm not a betting person. It's like I could be betting on the Warriors. It's like I don't like y'all, but I'm gonna keep making money off of y'all.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So
I could
yeah,
have done
next
that
week.
last 2 years.
Yeah, next week.
Yo,
we'll-
before we go, I think it's a perfect time to review that Star Wars shit, because we have 5 Star Wars fans here, and Sean is not a Star Wars fan. He hates Star Wars, so
I'm casual at best.
Yeah, count me as casual as well. But you know what? Bonus topic. Let's talk Star Wars. Screw it.
yes, thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right, let's make it quick. This podcast is already too
Yeah.
long, thanks to WrestleMania 35.
God damn it, Hound.
No, blame me for going off on Black Panther.
Yeah. Nah, man. Yeah, but like, okay, so as for the trailer now, I don't have any scripts or notes for it. You know what? I'll just go improv on it. Like, okay, as a lot of you guys know, I hated The Last Jedi. Thought it pretty much killed my excitement for anything Star Wars related. I was already a casual fan. Like, I wasn't a hardcore Star Wars fan. But Last Jedi just killed it. And this trailer was pretty good, pretty okay. Nothing's too special. Of course, it was just a teaser trailer, so they couldn't reveal much.
Palpatine?
Yeah, Palpatine was interesting, but I don't know how they're gonna get to it. I'm thinking a Force ghost, kind of like Kenobi, but we'll see how it plays
Those
out.
are only for Jedis, man. Palpatine was pure evil.
But maybe he can bend the rules, and we know Star Wars. It's
Also,
one
what do you
thing
think?
they don't-
He is the Senate.
What do you think about that subtitle? The Rise of Skywalker. I hate that subtitle.
So bad.
I
Rise
know.
of
I
Skywalker.
don't like it.
I mean, the only true Skywalker, now that the great Fisher isn't with us anymore, is Luke. Luke Skywalker. That's the true Skywalker, and they killed him in Last Jedi.
And he's dead.
Now, yeah. And
Well,
there's
Rey could be a Skywalker.
Right. That would make the most sense, but
Not to Ryan Johnson.
right, exactly. and Johnson himself was like, hey, you know what? If they retcon everything from that movie, I'm cool with it. That just shows you how bad The Last Jedi was. Just shattered the whole
That's
saga.
just wait. Ryan Johnson said that.
He recently did say that, yeah.
That just shows you how much Ryan Johnson gave little about this movie.
Right.
He didn't give 2 shits about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was a pretty good for a teaser. We'll see what a full trailer is like. Still not too excited for episode 9. I'm thinking it's going to underperform at the box office too. I don't know where they go from here. Hopefully they don't make another Star Wars movie after this for like maybe 20 years. Like, just
They
stop.
said they're taking a few years off, so we'll see
Aren't
how long
they-
that lasts.
Years? Are you kidding me?
Isn't Ryan Johnson
years
doing a
at
trilogy?
Hopefully
He is,
not.
I
If they want-
don't
if they
know if
wanna-
he's still doing a trilogy or not.
If they want to lose money, then yeah, they should do it. Yeah.
I remember they said they
wanna
were.
lose
Do you
money.
really think they're gonna stop making Star Wars movies, or at least like trilogy style?
We never said they were
That's
gonna
gonna
stop.
Just because that's
100%.
a license to print money.
100%. There will be an episode 10. Whether that's no.
The Star Wars saga is gonna be over after episode
It's
9.
over.
Now. I mean the Skywalker saga. What did I say? Star
Yeah,
Wars.
but
Yeah.
But episode 10, that's the last hurrah, pretty much.
just because it's the end of the Skywalker saga doesn't mean it's the end.
Then it would
They
be
can't-
like. Then it wouldn't be episode 10. It would probably be like just spin-off. Like,
like
episode
how
like
Rogue
it'll
One
probably be like
was.
a Star Wars story.
episode 10 can be the start of a new family thing. You know,
Ugh.
like
you,
I don't know.
you know what?
Well,
As a
this
casual
saga's
Star
just
Wars fan,
focused on
I love Luke Skywalker. I love Han Solo, Princess
Yeah,
Leia. Like those are my favorite
this
characters.
saga is just focused on the Skywalker story,
Yeah.
not another family.
Yeah, like I don't want to see another family unless
Yeah,
they
me
develop
neither.
that.
Yeah, you
develop
can't-
that.
I don't know. Like I'm not really a hardcore Star Wars fan. Like I literally watched the 3 Star Wars movies like 3 months before Force Awakens, and I really loved them. And I was like, "Yo, Star Wars is amazing. I love Star Wars." And then Last Jedi came, and then I kind of like, I don't know, like after Last Jedi, like after it came out, after I already watched it, my hype for Star Wars kind of died down. Like I don't know, Star Wars just kind of seems like
I'm a huge
Yeah.
Star Wars fan. I remember watching
same.
Star Wars as a kid with my VCR, the
I mean, I watched
videotape
Clone
from
Wars.
Blockbuster. I
Before
remember
the
that
special
shit.
editions.
I hope Skywalker or Roz gets me into Star Wars again. Maybe.
Yeah.
Or I kind of want to do another marathon before Roz. Maybe that'll get me into it. But this trailer made me excited. And usually when Star Wars puts stuff like if they put something in a comic or a book or like a TV show, usually it appears on a TV movie. There is one big like example I can't think of one right now, but time travel was introduced into Star Wars Rebels. So time travel can be used in Episode 9, and I really feel like it might be because Palpatine, he's alive, and then Luke Skywalker is like no one's really.
Why would they want to
one-
go back in time for what?
Yeah.
To save
This isn't
Luke?
Star Trek, bub.
Yeah, to save Luke. Like, what are
I
they
don't
gonna
know.
do?
I
Luke
just
pretty
feel
much
like
gave his life so they can survive. Like, what's the point
Yeah,
of
he
going
gave
back?
his life to the Force, man.
I just feel like
Just
time
like
travel's gonna
Obi-Wan.
be used.
They're bringing back Han Solo.
I
Right.
mean,
Just like Yoda, man.
That'll just show like this franchise can't survive without big names like Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia.
probably not.
What
And
do you guys
it-
think that first planet was? Do you think it was Tatooine or Jakku?
Probably
Tatooine.
Tatooine.
I mean,
yeah.
Lando's
I
back,
hope
I
it-
guess. He's cool.
Yeah.
Lando
Cam, what do you think?
Calrissian.
Hopefully they don't kill him.
yeah.
Yeah,
every
I
other
think the
original
one thing I hate about the new Star Wars movies that they like in every movie they've been killing off all the major like
right.
like
I'm about to
How
How
are they
are
gonna handle Leia Organa because she
Honestly, yeah.
Apparently, they're using scenes
Carrie
from.
Fisher is dead,
Cut- Yeah,
unfortunately.
they're using scenes that were cut from Force Awakens to make a kind of a send off portion for the movie.
I
Apparently,
hope that's good.
yeah. Hopefully, I'm
I mean,
about to throw hands with somebody at Lucasfilms if they kill Lando or do something like that.
You could fly off into the sunset.
fucking Disney, yeah, gonna go with Hound to Disney.
Yeah. Yo, wait. I want to get Cam's thought. What do you think, Cam, about the teaser trailer?
I'm probably the last person to talk to when it comes to Star Wars. I'm not that much of a fan. I'm mainly just a casual
Yeah.
one. I've seen Force Awakens. I've seen The Last Jedi. I saw Rogue One, and I thought those weren't bad. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna see this like you see it like everyone else in here. Like it's the end. Like if you've just seen the first 3, you might as well see the next one.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what is gonna go. I don't know how I'm gonna get into it, but should be something. I'm just going into as the casual viewer.
Have you seen the original trilogy?
Like that's the one set of movies that I've never seen.
really?
Okay.
Really.
What
Yeah.
the
If you watch
fuck?
the original trilogy, you're gonna hate Last Jedi. That's
Wait,
pretty much
whoa,
facts.
Cam, you haven't seen the original trilogy,
I have not.
bruh.
Get on
All right,
that,
what's your
man.
address?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send the trilogy to you.
Like
Get
I have
ready
a
for
Fire
some,
Stick. I'm just gonna use
bad-
that anyway.
Try to find
Yeah.
the not special edition.
That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. Sorry, Tyler.
Those don't
Redacted.
exist anymore.
I miss those days.
Yeah. Yo, Tyler, what's your thoughts
I
on the
miss when
teaser?
Jabba the Hutt was like a prosthetic and not a CGI in the New
Not
Hope.
CGI.
Oh my god, that CGI so bad in A New Hope.
Oh,
It's so awful.
yeah.
My thoughts on it. I liked it. In my opinion, Star Wars always has really good trailers, at least for the main episode movies, not like Solo. That was Rogue One was a good one, but it had some really cool shots, especially the last one with the fallen Death Star in the water.
Wait, that was
And
a
the
Death Star?
Mhm.
It was.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. I didn't know it at
how
first. I had to
was.
rewatch it. The first scene, I don't really understand what Rey's plan is, but we'll
She
figure
was
that
breathing
out.
heavily.
Like every other trailer. Yeah.
I
Yeah, that was
felt like
when
someone
Kylo
was
was
breathing
giving her
heavily, like
lightsaber.
It's
she was
a
like fingering
tradition.
herself or whatever, but she wasn't, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully Palpatine. I hope he's not a ghost. I hope it's actually the Senate himself. And just I know memes would love that. But I think it'll hopefully. I'm not gonna say I think. Hopefully it'll be good, because The Last Jedi and Solo have not been the last two. Those have not been the best movies.
Yeah, that's true. Can agree with that. Yeah. We'll see how it turns out. But the Star Wars Celebration was also in Chicago, and there was a lot of buzz for that. So it's been a crazy week here
And
in
you
Chicago.
didn't go? You're there, Syed.
I mean, I'm not, as I said, I'm not a hardcore Star Wars fan, but there's some channels I follow on YouTube were there.
You in Chicago?
Yeah, I live in Chicago, yeah.
Yo,
Yeah, you went to
have
All
you
In.
seen CM Punk?
What's that, Ham?
Have you ever seen CM Punk?
I mean,
It's a big
Actually-
city.
the thing is, I haven't seen him live ever.
I never
So-
have either.
Yeah,
I was at the
Tyler-
mall
lucky.
when he. I was at the
Tyler-
mall when he walked out.
Yeah, Tyler.
CM
Right.
Punk is a
Wait,
sloppy wrestler and a shitty fighter.
I actually gotta. I'm
saw
actually
him
the
in
only.
2013.
I saw him in 2011.
Whoa.
I'm probably the only person that saw him.
You're lucky.
I was at the Raw when he walked out. That was a sad
The only
day.
downside, I didn't buy that Best in the World T-shirt.
I saw him at Mania 28, and I saw him at Hell in a Cell 2013.
What was
And-
2013? Was that Ryback?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
that
it was.
was-
It was. What? No,
The second Ryback
yeah, well-
Cell
The
match.
second Ryback
Fuck.
one.
Fuck if I know what fucking matches there were on that card, because I have no idea.
Yeah.
I only know 2 matches.
You know what?
I have no idea what the fuck the main
Yeah.
event was in Hell in a Cell 2013.
Yeah.
Was that the
Wait,
Brad
wasn't
Knox
that
one?
John Cena versus Randy Orton? Winner faces Punk for the title, loser.
No.
Ryback?
No, that's a
Ryback.
few months
It
later.
was Ryback.
Yeah.
Punk versus Ryback for the WWE Championship. I remember now.
Yep, we got that.
That was 2012, I think.
Wait, what?
Cena
Actually-
Ryback?
How do we get
think
from
ever-
Star Wars to Ryback?
I have no
I
idea.
don't think they
You know
ever
what?
a little bit.
You know what? This is a good ending point, though. So a little extra.
Thank
for
you
the
to the
viewers.
25, no, 70, no, 150 people that watched it.
Wait, what?
Yes, you guys are
You
the
mean
real
2
MVP.
people. We do it for the 2 people who watch it. Or
Yeah,
listen.
regularly, and give us good critique points. So yeah, with that, we're gonna end this week's episode, and next week's episode is gonna be all Endgame related. We're gonna talk Infinity War, and we're gonna do a questionnaire
Endgame
for
related.
Fuck yes.
all things everything Endgame next week. So yeah, looking forward to that, and we'll see
Get
you
your
guys.
script ready, boys.
Yep, we'll see you guys next week.